Hello. One other question that consistently comes up is the fact that if restorative justice is so effective, if it's so great, well then why isn't it utilized that much in society? Well, it is getting used more and more each year, more and more each decade, but you would be correct if you stated that it certainly isn't used to its optimum level. And the reason behind that is, well, a bit of a cliche statement, but change takes time. It was probably 1970s and the 1980s when restorative justice began to gather somewhat momentum in this global atmosphere. And eventually in the 90s and in post-millennium, more and more countries, more and more provinces, more and more cities began to utilize restorative justice. However, it's still not utilized as much as it certainly could be. One of the reasons behind that is a lack of education. Things are improving, but there's still a long way to go. Whether it's the courts, whether it is the police officers, whether it's professionals in various fields, they still need to be better informed, better educated about the impact and the positive effects of restorative justice, of which are many. The other thing is, the other point is the fact that a number of individuals still prefer that day in court. When it comes to justice, when it comes to fairness, a lot of our society has relied on the courts and the criminal justice system for so long that we see that place as the institution, as a place where we go to gather or to gain justice and a fair response. And that connects again to that fact that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, that change does take time. One of the challenges that we are finding is that restorative justice is seen sometimes, and that is certainly not accurate, but it is seen sometimes as being a soft approach. Some individuals feel that restorative justice, because it relies on dialogue, because it gives the person who's committed harm a second chance, and it gives them an opportunity to make things right, and does not rely on punishment, that for that reason, restorative justice is a softer approach than the traditional criminal justice system that relies more on punishment. If you were to talk to individuals that have actually been in the process, I think they would inform you that it's not very easy for someone who's committed harm to sit directly in front of a victim and to hear their side of the story, and then hear how you have had, or your actions have had, an adverse impact on the lives of potentially so many individuals. So restorative justice indeed is being used, and more by the year and more by the decade, but you would be correct in reaching the conclusion that it is definitely not utilized as much as it could be. And for that reason, we have to continue better educating society. We have to continue doing our research, collecting data to demonstrate to the public that restorative justice is indeed effective and it has many benefits.